If you're ever struggling with consistency and you want to really start calling in that life that you truly want, I'm going to share with you on this video what that really takes and what really took me from struggling with consistency and having to start over and stop and start over and stop and start over and stop. And I felt like I was on this endless cycle. So if you ever resonate with that, maybe you're experiencing that right now. On this video, I want to show how the mind actually works and how you do create your own reality. And it's literally an art and a science that I've uncovered just through sheer experience. And so I want to share with you a couple of these experiences and back it up by a bunch of neuroscience so it can help you understand really what the mind is all about and how it actually correlates with your life significantly. What's up, guys? My name is Nico Arapkalis, and let's dive into this. So I had a pretty interesting experience when I was younger, and I played baseball all the way through college. And my senior year of high school, I was highly touted to win the state title, our team, right? I put a lot of pressure on myself to perform, and it was always almost like this. But what I don't share a lot of times, been on this channel for any period of time, is that a couple years prior, I was a sophomore and had no idea if I was going to play or not. I wanted to play on the varsity team. And every game I would go out there, I would just be having fun. And I would be excited, I would be laughing, and I just didn't even know what I was doing. But then I was making diving plays and catches and throwing balls out. There was this one particular game that there was all these scouts at, and I was making all these diving plays, and all the scouts were like, what's going on? Who is this guy? Who's he getting scouted by? Little did they realize that was my second varsity game. Fast forward to my senior year when I was taking it so seriously and I was squeezing on so tight because we had to win the state championship. And if we didn't, it was a complete and utter failure. Those were the two differences. But because I held on so tight, that's when everything crumbled. Yet when I was having fun, when I was relaxing, when I was enjoying myself, that's when it was flowing. That's when it was easy. That was when it was fun. That's when it was light. And that I was having a lot of fun and I was performing so much better. And so if you've ever experienced this, I want to share with you this concept of the delayed mirror and how our internal world dictates the reality that we see out before us. Okay? And this is backed up in so many different ways by neuroscience and faith and religion, and everything is talking about the same exact thing when it really comes back to relaxation. I like to call it that, but it's trust, faith. It's nonchalant. It's carefreeness. Have you ever met anybody that's just carefree? They seem to just go with the flow with everything in life, and because of that, their life is amazing and they don't care either way. Have you ever met the relaxed person that's always having fun with anything, and even if something comes their way that they're not excited about, they're still kind of just have at it with it? Yeah, well, that's the exact thing. And they back this up by so much neuroscience to show that basically if you hold on tight, that's blocking you from anything that you truly want. I held on so tight because we wanted to win the state title, and therefore I was playing so poorly. And then I started applying this stuff to my business career. And whenever I'm holding on tight, that's when money starts tightening. But the interesting thing about all of this is that when you relax, get into your body, calm the nervous system, that's when everything changes. And there'll be so many people out here that are sharing all these things about mindset and personal development and how to create your reality when it all comes down to relaxing. But what really that all comes down to is a relaxed nervous system. And it all stands in the body, okay? So you're not going to be able to think your way out of this because, again, from my experience with my baseball career, is that I had this stored trauma in my body because I had this experience when things got tight, and then I made a bad throw, and then all of a sudden that was stored in my body. So the next time that you are experiencing something that you don't really want to be experiencing, what I want you to do is I want you to just get back in your body and notice your sensations. Okay? Take another breath with me. In. And just notice. Because the subconscious and the body are virtually the same thing. And so many people are trying to think their way into reprogramming their subconscious or creating this new identity where it's tight. And that's not going to work because you're not loose. There's something stored in the body, like you're a child that wants the chocolate bar and is throwing a temper tantrum. And maybe you've digested a lot of books and you've read a lot of things and you've learned a lot and you've gone to the masterminds and the courses and everything. And that's amazing. But your nervous system still has that stored in the body. The only way that you're going to relieve that is that every time it comes up, you soften into it and you breathe into it and you notice the sensations. Okay, that's point number one. Point number two is do it with other people. I can't tell you how many times I try and do these things on my own, this lone wolf mentality, and the moment that I get into a regulated community that diligently practices and are serious about their regulation of their nervous system so that they can relax into the life that they truly want, that's when everything changes. And it's a practice. So it's about consistently getting into that practice of relaxing, of calming the nervous system when it gets tense, when it gets tight. The best thing I ever could have said to my previous self, my past self, and the thing that my future self constantly is telling me is to relax, to smile, to have fun, to enjoy it. Don't be so tight. And it's not the words, it's the energy, because the energy is what creates your life. So many people are like, oh, you got to think your way into this reality. So that's not the case. You got to feel your way. You got to relax into it. You got to enjoy it. Because it was interesting as I was looking back in retrospect, thinking about the advice that I was going to give my past self, my baseball self, is all I would tell him is just take deep breaths. Smile. Have fun. Enjoy yourself. Have a strong meditation practice where you're noticing the sensations in your body. Notice when you're getting really in your mind. Use this practice of pulling it out and then dropping it down into the body. That's what's going to make the true difference. Develop that practice. Get into community. You're welcome to join our Skool Community. I'll have the links down in the video description. And from that state, you set the intentions of who you want to become. See yourself as the person that you want to become. How do they talk? How do they interact? How do they create content? What kind of business do they run? How often do they smile? How often do they relax? How often do they sit with themselves and just feel that sensations in their body so that they can let those tightnesses in your body relax? It's a practice. But it's that story on top of the nervous system. Once you have that nervous system, that practice coming in, regulating with other people, making that a practice, then it's intentionally visualizing the life that you want to live based on who you want to be. Who is that 2.0 version of you that is required to live that life? My personal focus right now is being the type of person and visualizing and see that person that just relaxes into life, has a lot of fun, enjoys himself, goes with the punches, takes life in stride. And it feels good in my body. You do that every single time challenges come up, you're going to be at a really great space. So come join our Skool Community. If you want some more clarity on the life that you truly want to live and the person you want to become, there's a link down below. You can go take our vision quiz. It'll help you increase your clarity and really identify who is that person that you want to become, that 2.0 version. It takes about 20 minutes. It's really fun.